Ah, yes, this story. His story, people. In the grand scheme of things, is utterly irrelevant and very stupid. But it is also quite funny, which is why I want to talk about it. So thank you to the Hodge twins for featuring the article that I'm going to pull up in a bit. Now, before I get into this story, growing up in South Africa, I was always the shy, quiet one. Never made a fuss or noise. I was the well-disciplined kid. Very much raised on the if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all kind of mentality. I wasn't blind, mind you, just quiet. And then as I got older, it became more and more apparent that our entire society runs on this model. It is now so absurd that we have made reality itself a social taboo, to the point where someone like myself, the former quiet, shy kid, is now seen as some kind of outspoken edgelord for simply acknowledging objective reality. It is really quite bizarre that simply being blunt and stating what you see with your own two frickin' eyes is now an admirable trait. Also disturbing as hell that the same thing can get you condemned with a different class of human being. Or perhaps indoctrinated drone is a better phrase, but anyway, you can probably guess where I'm going with this. It's not going to be particularly thought-provoking, just good old-fashioned plain speak. Now, the WNBA, women's basketball. And let's be honest, no one gives a rat's ass about women's basketball. Hell, no one cares about women's sports in general in the grand scheme of things. So there's been this rookie making waves lately, Caitlin Clark, who apparently is more attractive than anyone in a league dominated by women of color, ones who all look like they just came fresh out of a woman's prison. So considering that statement and the fact that Caitlin Clark herself is of European origin, the conversation in the press by women of color was naturally immediately steered towards appearance and racialized, because every damn time there is a woman of European origin getting any attention whatsoever, those who aren't must screech and throw a hissy bitch fit and shriek in the tongue of bitter envy to remind the world that they still exist and we must pay attention to them for some reason. But again, this is women, and therefore the conversation always revolves around either sex, shock, or stupid. Or in this case, all three. Who are we kidding? It's women. Most of the time, it's all three. What went viral then was this foul.
Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench.
Straight up cheap shot. I saw in the comment section, the offender in question, apparently she's been kicked out of 3 teams for these kinds of violent interactions. Someone fact-check that claim, because it does sound plausible considering she calls herself a dog and behaves like a thuggish bitch.
I classify myself as a dog.
But let's be real, the only reason why this woman is even talked about, hell, the only thing she will ever be remembered for as far as basketball goes, will be that cheap shot, and we all know this. By contrast, look at Clark's accomplishments. Shout out to Officer Tatum for this one, by the way. This is all within the last 3 years. I wonder why the league is trying to promote her. Oh, well, it's a mystery. Listen to this. This was on Valuetainment about why men haven't done enough to promote women. Because when women produce an inferior product that no one watches, it's still somehow the fault of men.
Talking about them maximizing their great potential. And because we bring that up and talk about what potentially might get in their way, which we do to men all the time, now we got to sit up here and watch every syllable. I resent that. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, so let me, I know we got to go to break. Welcome to the world of being a woman, Stephen A., and how you have to dance about your word choice and you have to please everybody and anybody as you navigate your being.
Okay, I gotta pause here and just say this bluntly. Shut the fuck up. You're a woman of color in America. Who the hell are you kidding? You can talk smack about damn near any group, well, with the exception of one of them, and get away with it. And the reason for that is because society thinks you're too stupid to adhere to a set of standards. There isn't a bone in your body that understands the concept of etiquette or decorum unless it's forced upon you because you have no self-control. Go look at ESPN's videos. Look at any of them that features that woman talking. Look at the comment section. Look at the dislike ratio. The numbers don't lie.
We are talking about the world's greatest
How about being a black man?
Being black. Hold on 1 second. Have you? So this is what I'm saying to y'all though, and I know we got to go to break, and we didn't necessarily go there. Maybe we should. There are so many layers in this conversation around the way that it's being discussed. When you no. And yes, Shannon, I know y'all are gonna say and Stephen A., I know you just shared that you have talked about the WNBA on your program too. You guys may not have said everybody, but the prevailing sentiment for folks that are just joining the WNBA and following women's sports is unfair to the women of this league, to your point, who have laid the groundwork for Caitlin Clark to come in and now take it to the next level. That's all I'm saying in these conversations. Kennedy Carter's behavior is not indicative of the entire league. We are still talking about competition where you are allowed to get a little extra elbow in if you are competing and you do it within the parameters of the game. The game is physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. these women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
Could I say something?
Who talks about the WNBA? Who talks about women? Who talk about women's sports more than First Take?
Stephen A., respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Wow, look at this.
Wow.
All right, we got to go to...
I love the mentality of that one. You could have platformed this 3 years ago. Honey, you can platform and shine a spotlight on a jelly donut covered in arse. That doesn't mean people will care or pay any attention to it. Especially when there's far superior competition. Welcome to reality, toots. What is fascinating, though, is how the male fans react. Men look at the stats, look at her play, because that is why men watch sports. Their reasoning for the figures is based on that. The same way that Michael Jordan did for the NBA back in his day. The same way Magic and Bird did before him. Goodness sake, I'm not even an NBA fan and I know this. Hell, I'm not even American and I know this. It's basic marketing. But seeing as I'm powered by the Huang wisdom, I will tell you straight up why women of color hate this girl. It is not because she's good, it's because she's European and she's better than them. Women are not designed for their skill sets, they're valued for their appearance. And if you look at dating statistics, who are the most desired women? Europeans and Asians. Who's bottom of the barrel? Why do I bring this up? Because the audience is male. So if you have one arena, the one arena where women of color think that they are better and numerically there's more of them, and some Euro lady walks in there and schools them and gets the attention of the fans, oh man, the level of seething hatred and envy that's aimed at this chick could power Las Vegas for a friggin' year. This is why she gets so much flack and no support even from her own teammates, because it's all a bunch of sisters united through envy. And because it is a bunch of women, it must always in some way be politicized. Cameron Brink gets honest about privilege of being a white WNBA player. Listen to this. I will acknowledge there's a privilege for the younger white players of the league, Brink said. That's not always true, but there is a privilege that we have inherently, and the privilege of appearing feminine. Ah, yes, aka European women are more attractive. Now bear in mind, you're also implying that even in a game of merit, your appearance is still playing second fiddle to your talent. I don't believe she's even realized she said that. Some of my teammates are more masculine, some of my teammates go by they, them pronouns, so they're leftist and gay. Big selling point there. I want to bring more acceptance to that and not just have people support us because of the way we look. Ah, political sloganeering ass. I know I can feed into that because I like to dress femininely, but that's just me. I want everyone to be accepted, not just paid attention to because of how they look. Okay. This kind of nonsensical word salad is why women are to be seen and not heard. Many men already think women are stupid, and this kind of rubbish confirms some suspicions, mainly that they are not smart enough to think and reason for themselves, and because of that, they will simply parrot whatever group thinking bollocks occupies their noggins, even if it is contradictory and makes no freaking sense at all. Look at this. But there's a privilege that we have inherently, and the privilege of appearing feminine. Some of my teammates go by their them pronouns. I want to bring more acceptances to that and not just have people support us because of the way that we look. First off, you're conflating two things there, love. Acceptance and support are very, very different things. You are not capable of pushing anyone into accepting anything that they don't like. And considering this is within the context of sport, which is supposed to be a skill-based environment, and you're talking about appearance, this would lead me to conclude that even you don't see the skill set as enough to put us in seats, and you even see the ugliness of your fellow players as a detriment to that goal. You lead with the opinion that your main attraction is that you're a feminine woman, and this is why you get support, but then say you want your fellow teammates to be accepted. Again, within the context of the sport, why on earth are you talking about dressing femininely? Men don't watch sports because of how you dress off the court. You dress femininely because you want the attention of men. Who the hell are you kidding? This is simply too much drama. I mean, my word. Why do we watch sports? Because we want to see who's the strongest, who's the most skilled, the fastest, the best. We have no interest in watching subpar human beings when we can watch vastly superior athletes. This has nothing to do with sex. We're discriminating based on physical prowess and potential, and men are physically superior to women. Can we all just stop with this wank and acknowledge reality, or are we going to continue sloshing through this pathetic drama? Gay. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.